What's the nation? Someone before you. Welcome back. Welcome back to Football Trends with me. The QP. Hey, yeah. Kunzima bafethu. Ngifuna ukucamba manga. It's not nice watching other people playing football while Tina we are not playing any football, any form of football at all. And also not having anything happening at Nasharena. Yeah, it does have its toll on us, especially Tinama fans, because we love seeing what the football club is doing and also, getting to hear what is happening behind those closed doors. Unfortunately, as of yet, nothing is happening. If there is something that is happening, Kaizer Chiefs are doing a very, very good job to make sure that they hide whatever it is that they're doing. But then we do have to talk. We do have to talk because there's someone who said currently he says something engasho ukuthi probably some of us do not see in terms of Kaizer Chiefs or the players laphana eNaturena. So we do have strikers. So far there are few players that are playing as center forwards. We have Ediosa Egodaro, we have Flavio Silva, we have Vandile Duba. Those are three that have made debuts. Also, we do have Ukani Samayo who can play in as a center forward. Luke Batman has also played as a center forward so far. So, yeah, it's kind of an advantage to have as many players to be able to play in that position. But right now, someone said there's only one striker who has the ability to, make the most of the season. Now, I do want to know from you guys because, as I've said, there's nothing much that is happening at Nashorana, but I do want to know from you guys, do you believe or do you agree with what this person is saying in terms of, the striker? So, but we'll be looking at that and also getting your opinion in terms of that. I know, guys, today adlalile nje yabajita, and yeah, it was not interesting, but hey, it is what it is. I've said it before, and every time when I say it, ubanga tukdlala, it's like QP, whatever he's saying is not accurate, but at the end of the day, it is me saying it ngendlela engibona ngayo. Because if you look at the stats currently, you look at the entire season, which let's talk about it in a minute. So this is what the person is saying. He says, we have been struggling with strikers in South Africa. For me, I would love to see Ikram Reyners playing more for Sundowns and getting those goals as he's shown his capabilities in the previous seasons. One could argue about Yanela Mbotuma, the boys playing for Orlando Pirates, which is creating many chances per game. So I think he's one player who has to lift his socks and be able to get the ball inside the net because that is what Pirates is paying him for, which is true. But so far, things are not moving very well for Yanele Mbotuma. And also, they have signed a new striker, which is Bambizu Baby Haaland. So far, I see their fans are not happy, but let's just be honest, guys. It's his first game. I know with us on his debut, Flavio Silva managed to score, even though he was being criticized by them. So, Tina, for us, we're just gonna watch and let them decide for themselves. And then for me, those are the two players that I would love to see scoring goals, because if they score goals, it means that the team will win. However, not forgetting this young boy, Wandile Duba. He has got what it takes, I think, for me. He just has to continue getting into good positions. He has an eye for goal. The boy is one player I know that if he gets service in the box, he will get goals for Kaizer Chiefs. Kushena ke omjita laphana ubani Ramakhalela is the person who said this. So, well, I do hear what he's saying in terms of Wandile Duba, and I also do understand, because at the end of the day, it's not just about what he's saying, it's also about understanding, okay, where is this coming from? So right now, looking at the top goal scorers, I do have a list here, and the person who's currently leading is Umfana Oplachi from Stellenbosch, which obviously we've talked about, is the one that is leading with goals. Now, I don't know if he's a striker or is just a forward player, but it's incredible. It's incredible because the rating yake is very, very high. He's good. He's just good. I don't know how Stellenbosch does it, but every time they sign a new player, it's always going to be like this. They've let go for Devin Titus, if I'm not mistaken, but Naye, I believe he managed to score before leaving, if I'm not mistaken. So we have Ulona, and then second we have Edward. We have another player from Amazulu. We have Ayanda Gianni, number 4, with obviously how many goals? Am I looking for people with goals here or what's going on? Oh, nine. So number 2, we have Thando Lwenkosi Gwenya from Amazulu. I was correct. With 3 goals. We have Utepang Moremi with 2 goals. And then we have Uspelele Mkhulise with 2 goals from Mamelodi Sundowns. And then number 5, that's where we get Wandile Duba with the brace. I remember we played against the Kruger United. That's where he managed to score 2 goals in one game, if I'm not mistaken. If not, if I am, I am Sakumbuli, but I believe he scored a brace on that game. So he's currently on number 5. Cassius Mailula just signed and he's just started playing, and also he has 2 goals. He is also number 6, but at the end of the day he will rise up. So it's not just the ability of the player being given a chance, but also how well does he use those chances, because we have to be honest with Wandile Duba. He's good, but he's not great. So Axi won't come chances that he's going to get and be able to bury them. You understand? So we'll see as time goes on. Is he going to be able to do what people are expecting from him? Because it's not everything. Like honestly speaking, you're not gonna get everything. He's short, yes, he's pacey, he's aggressive, but then he finishing yakhe also shota kancane makalapha eboxini. So that is also something that we need to look at and consider when it comes to players like Owandile Duba. But I'm not doubting Uti, if the club does well, it's possible he might even become the top goal scorer for our club. But also we need to look at the facts, the stats, and everything in between. You understand? So yeah, Spumen Lapo, I did say we're gonna talk about our stats looking for the season. Okay, so far on the Betway Premiership, I did say earlier on, Noti, it's not just Kaizer Chiefs that are going to have struggles here and there when it comes to this season. This season, Jay, I don't even know who's going to lift the league, but people will be saying no, definitely as the league belongs between Sundowns or Ipagania. Well, I would say yes, but right now things are different. We have 4 clubs currently with the same points, and they've played 3 games each. Pirates played 3 games, but she are just with only 1 goal difference, because they managed to score. Oh no, it's not because of goal difference, it's because Tina's conceded. But yes, Vanilla. So the difference, Google, is that they have a difference of a +5. Tina, we have +4. So we considered 2 more goals compared to them. You understand? So currently I'm a point selling on only 1 team that is going to slip up, and then it becomes a problem. But so far, selling on. We also have Sundowns, 3 games played, 2 draws, 2 wins, 1 draw, same as Amazulu Nabo. They're sitting right there. They've managed to score 4 goals with conceding 1, and then Sundowns, obviously they are placed third because they've conceded 3 goals more than us. But either way, it's going to be difficult. It's going to be a difficult season. It's still early for us to talk a lot more about it, but hey, we're going to see as time goes on. Jumping to some of your comments, K-Khan says Igodaro Brayami, that guy is good. It's just that he needs game time. Yeah, if he can be able to stay injury free, because Skatini's Igodaro does get injuries, and when we signed him, I feel like we knew he is a player that is injury prone. So hopefully he stays injury free, and then as he can even come in as a subs because when did it do? I think he came in as a sub and they managed to score goals. So that is incredible. That is something that we need. And then moving on to Shaka Zulu says, I would love to see Duba and Mayo as strikers playing more and scoring more goals. That will help. That will also help our national team. Hey, speaking of the national team, Shaka Zulu, I do agree with you. Definitely, it will help. But speaking of the national team, it looks like there's a lot more going on Labana than what we are expecting, because so far, yeah, Coach Peter Msimane was supposed to be the head coach right now as we are speaking, but music inyanga, and we're still gonna see a lot more problems with the national team because Safa is just refusing to do what is right and to do what is necessary in terms of that. So chances are those same people that are currently there are the ones that are responsible for our club not being able to get a national team collapse, because they turn a blind eye, and I honestly don't know why, but I feel like it's still going to happen. Because why? They are failing to bring in a coach like Obito Msimane, and now I'm hearing rumors that they don't want to give him the job because they looked at the podcast yake. Remember, he opened a podcast. They looked at the podcast yake, and he talked about giving each and every player a fair chance, not just picking players out of favoritism, nokuthi hayi siyamazi, because remember that was one of the excuses Coach Hugo Bruce would say every time they're at the camp. He would say, no, I'm picking players that I do know personally, whom I share a relationship with, on a personal level. But is it about that, or is it about the performance of the player? Because if you're performing very good, you're doing well, we see what Umjita is good, is capable, he can help the club, the national team. Why do you need to pick someone that you know over someone that is doing very well over them? You understand? That is a bit of a problem for me. So it seems we might still have to look at that situation iresolvwa kanjani indaba yalapha kuqala before we can look at the fact that our players will get national team collapse, because at this point I've lost all hope. You understand? I've lost all hope. I'm hoping with them trying to bring Defenseki as an interim coach, maybe, just maybe, they might select players from our club, but hey, I doubt. Honestly speaking, I do doubt. I don't have as much confidence as other people would have. You understand? So let's see. Let's wait and see, Shaka Zulu. Hey, angazi, but it's a big problem. It's definitely a big problem. We'll see. Even though I do feel like since we will be playing more competitions a bit more, even though that is the case, I feel like even other teams as well, because look at your Sundowns, look at your Orlando Pirates, they are also playing at CAF. They're also playing on the same tournaments. Actually, we are playing the same thing, so it's no different, and it won't help anyone, especially if I say no, I'm a players wait to for to our reserve so that we can be able to use them on other tournaments. Yes, Vanilla. Even now we played friendly games in Bonile. We recently played two, the score was 5-0, even though I'm not sure, but that is what we do have in terms of the information. So hopefully it's gonna help. But hey, angaz, we will see when we play this Wednesday. OT, definitely we are able to do what we are doing with the friendly games. But yeah, I do understand your point in terms of that too. It might be a good thing for our players to be able to get a national call-up if they are able to perform, because the numbers won't lie. If a player is scoring and is doing exceptionally well, definitely there's no way you're gonna overlook him and say, yeah, I mean, I'm going to pick Ikram Reyners because I know Reyners. It doesn't make any sense. Reyners is not even playing. I think today he played, I don't know. I think today he played. Let me check. I think today he played when they were playing against Golden Arrows, which by the way they lost. I know people will say we were not expecting it, but hey, I'm so sure they might even get knocked out. Now, Orlando Pirates, they might be celebrating right now, but they are only leading with just one goal. One goal is a dangerous thing to lead with. So I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm not saying obviously they are going to get eliminated, but kuzobonakala, kuzosikhomba bafethu. So I'm looking at this game. I just want to see if Ikram Reyners did play today, because I feel like coach decided to take out a lot of players at the same time. I think 4 players, if I'm not mistaken. Sekanyanyile lapho. Sekanyanyile. I feel like unyanya kanje kusase early, he's still going to, get frustrated. It's still a bit early. So Mukwena out, Mutiba out, Batusu Obas out, Kesha Spailula out, Nondlovu out. Reyners nowhere to be found. Yeah, no, it's really bad. It's really, really bad. What's going on with Reyners? Is he injured or what? It's really bad. It's really, 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 really bad. Because I think Ulona Teshrik Matthews came in for Mukwena. Brian Leon came in for Ulebo Matiba. And then Spelele Mkhulise came in for Batusi Obas. And then Nuno Santos came in for Kesha Smailula. Tapelo, Morena came in for Sianda Ndlovu. So yeah, hey, guys, but it's also boo, yeah. Still gonna be war. Still gonna be war. By the way, please don't forget to like the video. Hey, Lebogang says, who are we talking about? I just entered. Well, we were talking about Uwandile Duba OT this season. Is it possible he might, top things up? Because Ramakhelela says definitely he feels like he's one player who's going to be able to shine if ever he does receive what he needs inside the box. So we're just chatting about that. Nothing much in terms of Inashorena. If ever there is something that is happening, they are too quiet. But yeah. Let us try Umayo QB. Well, Umayo is still working on his fitness, Sandile. Hopefully he can be, 100% for at least the coming few games. But yeah, he's another player who, like honestly speaking, for me, I feel like the quality that we do have currently is good quality. Yes, but maybe we are missing just 2 players to complete our squad. But we do have a good quality squad, perfect. Let's be honest, even though people might not agree, but yeah, we do. So it's only a matter of time until things start combining very well. Whenever we are playing, people start to respect us, not just by the name Kaizer Chiefs, but also by the performance that we are dishing out week in and week out. So that is something that we're hoping for. I'm happy we played a friendly game against a young team, and in 2 we scored 5 goals to 0. That is good. That is good. That is the performance we are expecting from a club like Kaizer Chiefs. Despite I know players are currently out injured, but hopefully we might have some on the 26th. And also they are trying by all means not to show the players that are back, hence I'm sure you have looked and you haven't seen anything regarding Kaizer Chiefs, especially my training sessions or whatnot. They are just hiding everything. So we'll see. But I do agree with you. We should also try Omayo, even though I feel like he might be played more of a winger this season rather than a center forward, which it's something that I've always wanted, and hopefully he plays there. And obviously we will see what he's going to give to us, because we don't just need strikers to score. We need every player who's in the field of play to score, because each chance it's all on number one. We've seen Ox this season so far since we've played. He's had those 1v1 situations, or he always find himself making those beautiful runs as well as a spacini, or maybe he manages to win the ball because he's very good marker clinically. So and then you find Magafia Palini, he's like, I need to pass the ball. Like, no, we need him to be able to say, I'm going to take this and I'm going to score a goal. Understand? But hey, we'll see. We'll see. Perfect. Let me leave you like this. So far, I've looked at the comments. We've talked Not much, but at least we've talked. Ngekufana nje. Ngengilale kabuhlungu ngizolala ngikene ukuthi hayi ngikhulumile ngajida bethu. Well, bafethu, let me leave. We will see. We will see if Owandile Dua can be able to be the top goal scorer for us this season. All of that will depend. It will depend. But yeah, zobonakala. Peace.